Hey guys, it's Lindsay here from Team Mommy Sense, and today we're going to be talking about how to choose a sponsor. The last video we talked about how to pick a company when you're thinking about joining direct sales. So today we're going to talk about how to pick a sponsor that's going to help enable you and help lead you to success with your goals in your business. Ultimately, like we've talked about before, the success of your business is going to be pretty much solely dependent on you. So making sure that you pick a company and a sponsor that help give you the resources and tools that you need and point you in those right directions are going to be indicative of your success, because then it helps make sure that you don't have to seek those things outside of your team and make it harder on yourself by having to go to those outside sources. So I've come up with 3 things to really look at when you are considering sponsors, and really take the time to go through them instead of just signing up under the people who are asking you to join their team. That yes, typically people who are being proactive and asking others to join their team are working their business, and that might make them a good sponsor, but it also might just make them good at working their business. Which brings me to my first point. Are they a good leader? Taking the time to do a sponsor interview with them and ask them the questions, especially if you know yourself well enough. So some self-reflection is going to be needed here. Know yourself well enough to understand what you need to be successful. So for me, I need somebody who I can bounce ideas off of. I need somebody who is going to be willing to give me recognition in some capacity that's important to help keep me going, because it's easy to get discouraged when you're not seeing results. So people who are recognizing the right things, like behaviors instead of results. And I like people, I like leaders who can admit when they don't know something, but are either willing to go look it up, help me look it up, or can refer me to somebody who can give me the answer. And so knowing things about yourself that help you be successful can help you know what to ask during this sponsor interview. Because if they can't give you those things, then they're not going to give you anything to help you with your business. So if you're wanting this to be a business and more than just a hobby, or more than just helping out a friend by joining their team, then it's incumbent on you to find somebody who's going to offer you those things. Because most companies don't let you change sponsors. So getting stuck with somebody who's going to either hinder your success or at least slow it down by being not cooperative with the things that you need can be very discouraging. So ask those things. Talk to their current team members. Do they have like a team page that you can join and kind of get a feel for the team atmosphere? What do they do with their team on a regular basis? How often will they be checking in with you? How accessible are they to you? All those types of things are going to be important to know to help you make a decision. And understanding too that somebody at the top of their game, or like the top of the hierarchy for the company, isn't necessarily going to make a better leader than somebody just brand new coming in with no team yet. That's why doing these interviews is important, because it's easy to assume that somebody with 2,000 people in their group is going to be a good leader, while someone with no group is not going to be a good leader. But sometimes it's the opposite. Because a lot of direct sales is a numbers game. You put things out there enough times, you're going to have people that bite and join your team, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're going to be good leaders. So making sure that you find people who are good leaders for you, because again, it's individual. And the good thing about this is that as far as like this relationship goes, you kind of have the power. You get to dictate, like, it's about you, what you need, what you want from this business, and how they can support you in it. So then number 2, how connected are they? And I don't mean like to the mob or anything like that. You want to figure out, what do they know they can teach you, and who can they connect you to that can also teach you things. Because a good sponsor, you're not going to be able to get everything from one person, but they should know something, even if it's just the ins and outs of the direct business that you're joining. But ultimately, hopefully they'll be able to teach you skills and things like that that can help you in your journey. But who's their upline? Like, who's going to be your director? And we call it superstar director in Cincy. Who are those people in your line? And are they accessible to you? What can they teach you? What are they really good at? What kind of skills do they offer? Understanding that, like, who's going to be in your business family, can help you determine, again, if they have something to offer you. And then lastly, I would really consider thinking about, what is your personal relationship with this person? It's easy to say, okay, I'm friends with this person, I'm going to join their team because they're my friend, I want to help them out. Naturally, they're going to want to help me out too. But mixing business and pleasure is never a good idea, and that's a cliche for a reason. Fights happen, falling outs happen, arguments happen. So making sure that you have a relationship with your sponsor that or that isn't either dependent on that, whether or not that falling out happens. Like, if you're a friend, is it going to affect your friendship if you have a falling out about your business? Or B, you're not going to really necessarily have a falling out with your sponsor if you don't have that personal relationship, because you're not going to them for anything personal. And that's typically where those falling outs happen. And if you did have a falling out with your sponsor, would you still be willing to go to them for support? And I know that with me, it's something that I definitely considered when joining. And I have someone on my team who's a good friend from high school. But we went through high school and college together, and, we were 19. We went through the whole, like, 19-year-olds know everything phase where we fought like cats and dogs. So I know that our relationship could handle having a fight about our business, because we're both the type of people that can walk away, cool down, come back to the table, admit what we did wrong, come to a compromise, and move past it. Not everybody can do that. So if you're not the type of person that can admit when you make mistakes, then it might be a good idea to find somebody that you're not connected to so you don't ruin a relationship. And same thing, if your friend is the type of person who never makes mistakes and can't admit when they're wrong, it might be a good idea to look elsewhere so you don't ruin your relationship. Don't actively do something that could possibly ruin a friendship that's been in your life and is important to you. That it always sucks when that happens. But if you think that your relationship can stand having some business, then go ahead, do it, join under them. But having that conversation with them, and it shouldn't, if they are really your friend, you telling them that you want to join under somebody that's not connected to you guys, so that way you're not mixing that business with personal stuff, because you value your relationship and you don't want anything to ruin the friendship. They will understand. Yes, it might sting, and it might, cause you to have like a little mini fight. But if they were really your friend, they would move past it, because they would understand that what's really important to you is your relationship with them, not what they can offer you in the business capacity. So those are the things that I look at, and that I would recommend that you look at when joining a new company and picking somebody to join under. What are their leadership capabilities? What can they and your upline teach you? And what is their personal relationship to you? And will it be able to handle adding business to it? If you got any value from this video, make sure that you hit the thumbs up button, and feel free to follow me at Mommy Sense on Twitter and Instagram, and on Facebook at Mommy Sense 208. And the links are below to my blog and all of my social media. So I hope I was helpful, and I will talk to you guys later.